Today's the day we're finally going to start putting the engine back together, put the new cam in, all that stuff. Spent the past 2 days installing this lift into the shop to make some of the repairs and stuff a little bit easier. Now that's done, so I can finally get back to putting my Camaro back together. I've got my new lifters here from Brian Tooley Racing, supposed to be LS3 lifters. I'm going to take a quart of my engine oil and I'm going to fill up these trays. That way all of these lifters can pre-soak in the oil. These are full. I'm going to cap this off and let these sit until I'm ready to put them in. I've got to start disassembling the engine, break everything back down, because the only part of the valve train that's still left in here right now is the valve and the springs. Everything else is still out. I just put everything on so I could paint it without taping it off. In the last video when I was showing that I got all the water out of the engine, I was wrong. There was still a lot of water left in there. So once you get done pressure washing it, it's probably best practice is take everything apart, back down to the block. That way you can make sure you actually get all the water out there. I definitely did not. Whenever you buy a new camshaft, it comes with the specification sheet. You can hold on to this, that way you know what cam you have in your car, or if you take it somewhere to be tuned, you can bring this specification sheet. That way it'll make the tuner's life a little bit easier knowing what's in there. All right, we're gonna start putting this camshaft in now. We're gonna lubricate from this first big flat piece to the second one. This is what sits inside the engine on the cam bearings. So we're going to lubricate from this one to this one, and then once we get it in to this point, we'll move on to the next one.
Childish. Dad, which other ones is he talking about has to be loaded up?
The two plastic ones. Yeah, just make sure everything is locked shut on them and the air vent is shut, that way they don't spill out everywhere.
Okay.
So we stopped lubricating at this first one right here that just reached the cam race. So now we're gonna go on to the next one.
You already got it wired up? Okay, that's gonna go up? Oh.
And for the last leg of the race, we're gonna get 2 of the cam sprocket bolts. Put them into the back of the cam. That way we have a little something extra to hold on to. We got the new timing chain tensioner, and it comes with 2 new bolts that we're going to use. We'll get this put in here and torque down to the proper specifications. As I was ordering the parts, I made a spreadsheet of the specifications for everything that I'm putting in this engine. We got the camshaft that I'm putting in here, valve covers, that way if I ever have to order parts for these I know where they are, valve springs, push rods. The lifters, I did not go with Johnson lifters. I could never get a message back from them. I've sent them 3 or 4 emails, heard nothing back. I got Brian Tooley Racing, quote unquote LS3 lifters. All of the fasteners are ARP. And then if you go to Michigan Motorsports, they have a torque specs sheet for the LS motors. So I'm getting ready to torque down the timing chain dampener. So scroll down until we find that, which is right here. So the timing chain dampener goes to 18 pound-feet. The timing is very simple. Now this is the front of the engine. This is cylinder 1, 3, 5, 7. The other side from the front is 2, 4, 6, and 8. To get it at top dead center, you just need cylinder number 1 at the highest point that it can be. You're at top dead center at that point. There's no heads on here, so we don't have to worry about the intake or exhaust stroke because it's just the crankshaft and the pistons. I'm gonna take the old crank bolt, talking to the camera, put it inside the crankshaft, that way I can spin it.
We need to find somewhere to put the amp. We need to find somewhere to put the amp.
Under the seat. Evan, under the seat.
Oh, that'll work, bro.
Alright, we're gonna spin this over until cylinder 1 is at top dead center.
Or nothing, bro. I don't give a crap if it looks ghetto. I just want my stuff.
Once it comes to the very top and it stops moving, right there, it's not moving anymore. So now we are at top dead center on cylinder 1. Now we're putting in the camshaft retaining plate. It's countersunk with hex head bolts, so these are going to go to 11 pound-feet. I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on each one.
Might be 18. It might be 18. No, it's not. Well, I will. I don't know if it works.
No legs before the move. Squeeze it together. Do you need to like?
Here,
Yeah.
here. What if it's just too damaged on the piece that's connected to the end, and it's just not gonna get the open.
On the door?
Yeah, right here, like in this side. Maybe you can stretch it a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
All the water. You got everything lined up like that. Just bolting it in.
Yep. Try to get these two marks lined up while that's at top dead center.
And that's to make sure that you're in time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to torque these to 26 pound-feet.
Make sure the light and our light is fucked up. I mean, I'm trying to find to only do that.
I was literally just touching them together with my fingers, not even that,
Yeah.
and it wasn't coming off.
Yeah, cylinder 1, top dead center. The timing dot is at the top, and the timing dot for the cam pulley, or the cam sprocket, is in line with that. When installing the oil pump to the engine block, take two 15 10,000 shims. I'm going to put one across the bottom, one across the top.
Or we can see if we can do it and call it for the day.
I know the only reason I'm saying, I know a lot better than it will back up.
It'll still sound good even when it's not there. It's not like a 4-banger or a 6-cylinder where if you take fucking you use header duct, it sounds like a damn lawnmower. It sounds
You
like
know, that's the thing, if you just cut it, and cut it, and it's just, I mean, it's basically headed up, without that much time.
it won't be blown. The thing is if we look at it, because you're still as long as it's not welded, because we're gonna cut the end of the cat off. You'll still have ends of your cats, and if they're angled down and they're not pointed at something, it's like it's not
So we got one of the shims going across the top right here, and the other shim going across the bottom. This is going to ensure that whenever you're tightening down the housing for the pump gears, that it's going to be perfectly, this gear will be perfectly centered on this housing, so it's not going to prematurely wear out. So now I'll torque these down to the torque specs,
either way, the only thing we have to do
which is 18 pound-feet. Now we're going to install the oil pump cover, and these bolts will go to 108 inch-pounds. Had a lot of metal shavings in the oil, so I'm cleaning everything up the best that I can as I go along. I'm gonna try to get rid of all of the metal shavings that we possibly can. Orientation of this has front on it, so you know this goes towards the front of the engine. Take our pickup tube, put a new O-ring on it. Pickup tube goes here into the oil pump. And then 2 of these bolts hold the rest of it on right here and right here. And all of the Windage tray nuts go to 18 pound-feet. The bolt for the pickup tube to the oil pump goes to 106 inch-pounds. I'm going to install the oil pan now. That way it can catch any oil that might slip down once I flip the engine over. So I do have my lifters soaking in oil right now. And once I put those in, some of it will drip off. And grab our oil pan. If you took this piece out, make sure you put that back in. Take all of our ARP hardware for this, and it also comes with some assembly lubrication for these. That way when they're torqued down, it just helps extend the life of them. And these last 2 go in the front, but I don't have the timing chain cover on yet, so I'm not going to put these on there. And these 2 long ones go in the back. I'm not going to put them in yet because I still have to take the rear plate off so I can replace the rear main seal. I'm going to take a quick commercial break to find my 10mm socket. These bolts go to 18 foot-pounds, and the small ones on the back go to 106 inch-pounds. All right, I'm waiting on my seal installer for the front crank seal. As soon as that gets here, then I'll install the timing cover. And since this is already on here, it's going to help line this up so we can get the crank seal perfectly lined up over this. And then using that seal, we can center the plate, torque down the plate, and then drive in the crank seal. I'll show you all that one as soon as I get it. And then we're gonna have to do the same thing for the rear main seal, but I can't do that on this engine stand because it's blocked. So I'll do that last before I'm getting ready to put this back in the car. And I'll do that on the cherry picker. We got our new lifter trays. We're gonna take the lifters. They've been soaking in the oil for a while. Lock them down into the trays. And we got our lifters in the trays. And drop them down in here. Just gently work them down into place. The orientation of these buckets, you can see, goes like this. They have to fit over that groove. Once that's locked into place, put our nut on here, and this goes to 89 inch-pounds. Got all the lifters and trays installed, torqued down. When I was ordering all of my parts, I forgot to order the head bolts and the seal installer for the front crank seal. So those are on order right now. As soon as I get those, then I'll do part 2 of this video, finish putting this thing back together, and then we'll start putting it back in the car.